Hi, this is Julie at Love's Beginning with a message called Consistency. Ego sends thoughts to give you a consistent self-concept to carry with you from experience to experience. This is a self-concept you do not need. You do not need to be particularly this or particularly that, when the one self has all of the qualities that the one self has always had. This fantasy about different beings with different qualities can be seen through, and when it is seen through, you grant the same gifts to all, without exception. Ego, being fundamentally inconsistent, cannot provide consistency. When ego gives you a self-concept to carry around, it is a self-concept that must be remembered and defended. If ego gives you a separate self-concept for you, it also gives you a separate self-concept for all others, and it tells you that your safety depends upon remembering who they are separately. Ego tells you what you must get from them and what you must avoid. While you are carrying around all the separate self-concepts to define everyone separately, you can't bask simply and without defense in the love of God. In order to bask simply and without defense or plan in the love of God, you must set your burdens down. Luckily, what is fundamentally consistent is always here and can never be disturbed. Once you have set your burdens down, then you can bask in that stillness, in what can never be disturbed or marred or changed. As you rest here, you come to know it as yourself. As you rest here, you come to know this beautiful stillness as the true identity of all, and you are thankful. Waking up is a question of allowing the mind to be trained to recognize this consistency despite how circumstances seem to differ. This is what you wake up to, this eternal consistency, always shining behind the busyness of the world you made. This is the source of your happiness, this consistency. The source of your happiness cannot be one of the moving parts in the world you made. One of the moving parts in the world you made can only offer temporary distraction from your anguish at having used the world you made to block love, to block the sight and the awareness of this eternal consistency. When you are focused upon this world with its moving parts, treating it as real, you focus upon morality as a pathway to the good. This good, the good of the world, has an opposite that you are trying to avoid. Through morality, you demonstrate your belief that the moving parts of this world you have made have separate value, and their separate value can be judged. Morality must come from guilt and be based upon punishment. Look at how this plays out in a life experience. You get guilted into not enacting harm by being told very clearly how harm is real and how harmful you can be. All of your faith is placed in ego's seeming ability to control enactment. Morality is based upon the idea of separate ones controlling behaviors. So you are given morality, but then harm still seems to occur around you. This harm is the reflection of shared belief in harm and harming. If there is one thing that victim and aggressor share, it's the sincere and strong belief in harm and harming. If you find yourself seemingly in a body on a planet called Earth, you willingly entered a victim role in an aggressor world. This aggressor world will eventually claim your life as you see it because you see life as in bodies. The world claims all bodies and returns them to the dust of which it is made. By showing up in this world, you jumped into the jaws of guaranteed death. Luckily, death is fake, and so are the jaws. Eternal consistency reaches out to you to show you a love eternal prior to any concept of harm or harming. You can make it a priority to recognize the presence of this love everywhere and to give thanks. You control the mind. Your focus is up to you. There is no harm in what is real. Keep your gaze there. We hold out to you the key to the end of suffering, and we are delighted to see that you are reaching out to accept it. Thanks for listening.